Subscribe and press the bell icon to never miss another video of Bhakti Charu Swami.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Narayanam Namaskritya Naran Chaiva Narottamam Deving Sarasating Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashta Prayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki Srimad Bhagavatam, 11th Canto, Chapter 5, Text 43. Narada's teachings to Vasudeva. Shri Narada Uvacha Dharman Bhagavatan Itham Shuttatha Mithileshwaraha Jayanteyan Munin Pritaha Sopadhaya Hi Apujjayat. Shri Narada Uvacha Dharman Bhagavata Nithyam Suttatha Mithileshwara Jayanteyan Munin Pritaha Sopadhaya Hyupajaya. Dharman Bhagavata Nithyam Shruttatha Mithileshwara Jayanteyan Munin Pritaha Sopadhaya Hyupujaya. Dharman Bhagavata Nithyam Shruttatha Mithileshwara Jayanteyan Munin Pritaha Sopadhaya Hyapujaya. Shri Narada Uvacha. Narad Muni said, Dharman Bhagavatan, the science of devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Itham, in this manner, Shrutva, having heard, Atha, then, Mithila Ishwaraha, the master of the king of Mithila, King Nimi, Jayanteyan, to the sons of Jayanti, Munin, sages, Pritaha, being satisfied, Swa Upadhyaha, along with the priests, He, indeed, Apujaya, he offered worship. Translation. Narad Muni said, having thus heard the signs of devotional service, Nimi, the king of Mithila, felt extremely satisfied and along with the sacrificial priests offered respectful worship to the sagacious sons of Jayanti. Narad Muni said, having thus heard the signs of devotional service, Nimi, the king of Mithila, felt extremely satisfied, and along with the sacrificial priests, offered respectful worship to the sagacious sons of Jayanti. Purport: the word Jayantiyan indicates the 9 Yogendras who were born from the womb of Jayanti, the wife of Rishabdev. Very short purport. Okay, so we'll try to discuss about that and go back to this chapter as such. So 9 sages are known as Nava-Yogendras. Nava means 9 and Yoga Indras. Indra means the best, and therefore Yogendra means the best of the yogis. These 9 sons of Rishabdev are known as Nava-Yogendras. Rishabdev had 100 sons. The first one was Bharat Maharaj. And Bharat Maharaj became the king when Rishabdev retired from his worldly responsibilities. Rishabdev was an incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Shaktavesh avatar. There are 6 different types of incarnations. One of them is Shaktavesh, meaning one becomes empowered, a living entity. This is the difference between other 5 incarnations and the Shaktavesh avatar. Other 5 incarnations, like they direct the expansions of the. What are the other 5 incarnations? Who remembers? One is Purushavatars. Purushavatars are Mahavishnu, Garbhodakshay Vishnu and Kshirodakshay Vishnu. Then Yugavatars. The 4 Yugas have 4 different Yugavatars who come and establish the Yuga Dharma. Then there are Gunavatars. There are 3 modes of material nature, and the personality of Godhead controls those 3 different modes: passion, goodness, passion, and ignorance. They are the 3 Gunavatars. Then Manvantar avatar. There are 14 Manus in a day of Brahma. And during this reign of the Manus, the Lord expands. Actually, each reign of Manu has a set of personalities. Like each Manvantar will have 7 Manu, 7 Rishis. Then there are different demigods. Like, say for example, in this Manvantar, who is the Indra, the demigod, the king of the demigods? His name is Purandar. Purandar is the Indra in this one. Who will become the next incarnation? Next Indra in the next Manvantar? Bali Maharaj will become Indra in the next. So in this way, the sets of demigods, sets of sages come, but it changes. And similarly, in each Manvantar there is an incarnation of the Supreme Personality of God. The Lord comes in each Manvantar, in each reign of Manvantar. They are known as Manvantar. Then there are Leela-avatars. Purushavatar, Gunavatar, Yugavatar, Manvantar avatar, and Leela-avatar, and then Shaktavesh avatar. Shaktavesh avatars are the personalities who become empowered by the Lord to execute certain special duty or responsibility. For example, Vyasdev is an incarnation, literary incarnation for the Lord. Similarly, Parashuram is another Shaktavish avatar. Why did he come? He came to chastise the Kshatriyas, the warriors class. And are they having difficulty hearing me? Vinod Bihari? They are having difficulty?
Yeah, I'll raise the volume maybe.
Or why not turn it more towards them?
Yeah, it is.
Hare Krishna? Is that better? Okay. Okay. So, like Parashuram is another Shaktavish. Similarly, Rishabdev is an incarnation, Shaktavish avatar. And Rishabdev retires from his kingly responsibility. He was the ruler of the entire earth planet, Rishabdev. And as we have seen in the scriptures, those days the kings, after a certain period, used to retire from home. And that is the third order of Vanaprastha. Even the kings would give up their kingdom and walk away. Actually, this kind of culture we find only in the Vedic society. Like Bharat Maharaj, we remember? Bharat Maharaj retired, all of it. Left everything, went to the forest to meditate on the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Same was with his father, Rishabdev. So when Rishabdev retired from his worldly responsibilities, he made Bharat Maharaj the king. But 9 sons became yogis. They left home and they started to practice yoga. And something is dripping from there, some water. Anyway, it's alright, it's dewdrops. So, no, I know, it's dewdrops. So, they became the most exalted yogis. They were Kabi, Habi, Antariksha, Karabhajan, Drumila, and so this is how there were 9 Yogendras. And these 9 Yogendras met King Nimi. King Nimi was the king of Mithila. He is the king in the Sun dynasty. There are two royal lineage in this world. One royal line comes from Sun God, the other comes from Moon God. Surya Vamsa and Chandra Vamsa. Like Surya Vamsa has been described, Imam Vivashyate Yogam. You remember that verse from Bhagavad Gita? Krishna is telling that he imparted this knowledge to Vivashwan. Vivashwan is the sun god. In this Manvantara again. See, the sun god also, different personalities become sun god, or the controller of the sun planet. And in this Manvantara, Vivashwan is the sun god. And his son is Vaivashyata Manu. Imam Vivashyate Yogam Praktavan Ahamabhayam Vivashwan Manave Praha. Vivashwan, sun god, spoke to Manu, his son. That is Vaivashyata Manu. The Vedic culture, in Vedic culture also, the one's identity comes from his father. Vivashwan's son is Vaivashyata Manu. His name is Manu, but he is because he is the son of Vivashwan, is Vaivashyata Manu. Similarly, who was the first Manu? The first Manu was the son of Brahma. Therefore, his name is Swayambhuva Manu. One name of Brahma is Swayambhu, because he was self-born, so to say, self-born. He didn't have any mother. He came directly from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, from his navel. Therefore, another name of Brahma is Swayambhu. And Swayambhu's son is Swayambhuva Manu. Similarly, Ramchandra was Dasarath's son, King Dasarath's son. His name is Dasarathi. So in this way, the father's identity becomes the identity of the son. So these 9 sages gave instruction to King Nimi. Nimi, therefore this chapter is known as Nimi Nava-Yogendras Samvad. The discussion that took place between the Nava-Yogendras, 9 sages, and King Nimi. Nimi was a great devotee. He was a very great devotee. Actually, Krishna personally came to meet him. And Krishna went and he met King Nimi. This is how we can, and he is also the king of Mithila, Mithiladhish, or Mithileshwara. He has been identified as Mithileshwara, the king of Mithila. So these 9 sages instructed this King Nimi, and the last one was Karabhajan. The last one was Karabhajan. And what is he? What did he instruct him about? The different incarnations of the Lord and the purpose of his coming. Why does the Lord come? We know the basic purpose of Krishna's coming is Yada Yada Hi Dharmasya Glanir Bhavati. So whenever there is a decline of religious principles, in order to re-establish the law and order. Just like if in the kingdom of the king, he has a structure of maintaining law and order, the police system and the legal system. But sometimes when the system fails, then the king personally gets involved and quells the situations, pacifies the situation. Similarly, in the material nature, there are different controllers to take care of the material affairs. They are the demigods. And when the demons create disturbance and the demigod's authority is disregarded, then it is called the state of adharma. Dharma is dharmastu shakshat bhagavad pranitam. Dharma means the laws given by the Lord himself. Just as in a kingdom, the king gives the law, in this material nature, the King of Kings, Krishna gives the law. Like Krishna says, Chatur varnang maya shrishta guna karma vipagasa. That's the order. The 4 orders have been established in the human society according to the guna and karma. This is Krishna's arrangement. Similarly, Indra is supposed to control the rain. Pavan is supposed to control the wind, and they maintain certain standard of maintain certain standard of control. But Sura Dvisham, another name of the demons, is Sura Dvisham. Sura are the demigods, and Dvisham means the opponents of the Suras, envious of the Suras. So these demons take over, and they actually, when they take over, they defied the order, Lord's arrangement. Krishna said, Purandar will become Indra. But sometimes, like Ravana, he took over the control, he drove the demigods out. Bali Maharaj also took over. And anyway, they kind of take over, and then the Lord comes. Like in case of Bali Maharaj, you saw. Bali Maharaj actually took over the power of Indra. All the demigods became destitutes. They lost their position, they were wandering around here and there, devoid of any security and comfort. So then the Lord came to rectify the situation. He came as Vaman and took away Bali's kingdom. That is what he was illegally possessing. Bali Maharaj, of course, is a great devotee, and he surrendered everything to Krishna. And this is how sometimes we see demons and demigod get into some kind of a conflict. But sometimes these apparent demons are great devotees of the Lord, like Bali Maharaj. He had animosity with Indra, but he was a devotee of Krishna. And sometimes this animosity actually takes place because of, they consider that we are coming from the same parentage, same father. Like the Daityas are the sons of Kashyapa, but the mother is Diti. They're Daityas, one group. And the demigods, same father, Kashyapa, but a different mother, Aditi. They're actually sisters, Diti and Aditi. But their children get into conflict. The Adityas, the demigods, were given the heavenly planet as their residence. And Daityas were given the lower planetary systems. Also, although these lower planetary systems are actually very opulent. There's a description in Srimad Bhagavatam. The lower planetary systems have been described as Bila Sargas, subterranean heavenly planets. Subterranean heavenly planets. And in some way, the opulences there in the subterranean heavenly planet is even greater than the heavenly planet. The only difference is that in the lower planetary system, the rays of the sun doesn't enter. But they have their lighting arrangement. Their lights come from the serpent's jewels. These are all factual. And we can consider, like, how is it possible? How is it possible? Like in our today's world also we see the cables. Doesn't the cable look like a serpent? And on top of the cable there's a bulb, the jewel. But these bulbs are lit with the electricity. Okay, now let's go into some further details, scientific details. What is electricity? Electricity is fire. And you know, another form of fire is poison. Poison is also fire. Liquid fire. Doesn't poison burn? So poison is actually fire, and just as through electricity, one kind of fire, the light bulbs are lit. The gems on the heads of the serpents are lit by the liquid electricity of fire, poison. So the lower planetary systems are like the subterranean heavenly planets. That also reminds me the description of some cities in the United States of America. Las Vegas. I haven't been there, incidentally, but I heard Las Vegas, the arrangements there is as such you can't make out whether it's day or night. All arrangements are made by artificial lighting. And when I was hearing the descriptions of Las Vegas arrangements, I was thinking of the subterranean heavenly planets. Like that's the subterranean heavenly planets. So Daitas are given the subterranean heavenly planets. But they considered we come from the same father. Why some have the partial, like a favor of the Lord? They actually consider, they don't go, oftentimes these demigods and the demons, they don't really properly understand the arrangement of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. They feel that the arranger is Brahma. Brahma made all the arrangements. Like for example, when Hiranyakashipu was performing austerities, who he was trying to please? Brahma, because he thought Brahma is the highest. Because Krishna is beyond this material nature. Those whose consciousness is limited to their sense perception, they cannot go beyond material nature. And of course, therefore, that information about the spiritual reality comes from a bona fide source, that is a personality who is in a line of disciplic succession. This is how the knowledge of the spiritual reality flows, in a line of disciplic succession. Otherwise, the information about the spiritual reality is practically unavailable in this material nature. So, anyway, so this is how the demons actually consider often that why they have higher facilities, greater facilities than us, so they want to take over. Like Hiranyakashipu. I mean, all these powerful demons do that. They defeat the demigods. Kamsa also defeated the demigods. Ravana defeated the demigods. But when the demigods are defeated and the power is taken away from them, then there is a disorder takes place in this material nature. And in order to, and that disorder is like anarchy, like absence of law and order. And then the Supreme Personality of Godhead comes to rectify the situation. So that is one reason for the Lord's appearance. And the other reason, Prabhupada pointed out, that is actually greater reason, the greater reason and a superior purpose of the Lord's descendants. Paritranaya sadhunam. You see, Paritranaya sadhunam is the first purpose. And vinashaya cha dushkritam. To protect the devotees, the Lord comes. And Prabhupada also pointed out that even although Krishna says protection, but it is not for the sake of protecting, because protection is, the devotees are protected even by the arrangement of the Lord. Like we saw in case of Jarabharat, when the dacoits wanted to kill him, who protected him? Kali herself. She came and she slaughtered all the dacoits, protected. In case of Ajamil, we saw Vishnu Dutas came to his protection. So it is not so much of the protection, it is and giving them the opportunity to develop a loving relationship with Him that the Lord comes. That is the main purpose of the Lord's coming to this material nature. He gives His devotees an opportunity. Krishna came to naturally to rectify the situation of the earth planet. But what do we find in Krishna's pastimes? Before He descended, what did He tell Lord Brahma? He told Lord Brahma, let the demigods take birth in the Jadu and Vrishni dynasty. Meaning, the demigods who became qualified to associate with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna came to give them the association. So let them be born as my relatives in Jadu dynasty. So the main purpose of Lord's appearance is actually to give an opportunity to His devotees to have a direct, loving relationship with them. And yesterday in the dance, that Gayatri dance yesterday, I came a little late, but I think the objective that you mentioned is that he was saying that we don't need you because we have your name, right? Huh? So the name of the Lord is even more important than His personal relationship. Of course, the Lord very mercifully comes and gives His personal relationship. But sometimes we can see that more important than the personal relationship is the name. Because through the chanting the name, one gets his presence and opportunity to have a loving exchange. And like there are so many such examples, like 3 examples were given yesterday, that through the name, just by calling the Lord's name, calling out to Him by His name, they got the Lord, become the person. In case of Gajendra, in case of Prahlad, and in the case of Draupadi. So this is how we can see Nam Akari Bahudha Nija Sarva Shakti Statrarpita Niyamita Smarana Kala. The Lord has invested His entire potency into His holy name. And that is the prerogative of this age of Kali. That we are getting the personal association of the Lord just by chanting His holy name. This opportunity was not so easily available in other ages. This is the prerogative. In one hand, Kali Yuga is most degraded. That point also came through this discussion with Nimi, with King Nimi, the Nava-Yogendras. They're actually telling King Nimi about Kali Yuga. Kaler doshe nidhe rajan asti hi eko mahan guna kirtanadeva krishnasya mukta sangha parambraja. Although the age of Kali is the most degraded of all ages, Kaler doshe nidhe rajan, it is the most degraded age. Full of sinful activities, full of dosha, defects. But asti hi eko mahan guna, there is a great advantage of this age. Kirtanadeva krishnasya mukta sangha parambraja. Just by chanting the holy name of the Lord, one can become free from all his sinful reactions. Mukta sangha parambraja. In one hand, it's the most degraded age, but at the same time, this age has the most wonderful opportunity that can elevate one to the topmost region of the spiritual world. I mean, we can't even imagine what an amazing opportunity that Krishna has created for this age. Just by chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Just by chanting, one becomes eligible to enter into the topmost region of the spiritual world, Golok Vrindavan. Now, mind you, Golok Vrindavan is so exalted that even the residents of Vaikuntha do not have access to Golok Vrindavan. Even the residents of Vaikuntha do not have access to Golok Vrindavan. But we, in the age of Kali, although apparently we are most degraded individuals in this age, completely submerged in a situation that is completely sinful. But we have this wonderful opportunity to become elevated to the topmost region of the spiritual world just by chanting the name of the Lord. We don't have to do anything else. Other ages, it was so difficult. Most difficult was in Satyuga. Meditate and see the Lord at the core of the heart. It became little more relaxed in the age of Treta Yuga through sacrifice. But that also is very, very difficult. Then in Dwapar Yuga it became even more relaxed, worshipping the Lord in the temple. But still it was also so difficult. Chappan Bhog, 56 offerings. Practical, the pujaris could sleep only for a couple of hours at night. They had to wake up early in the morning, and as we have in our temples also. But it goes on like throughout the day to the depth of the night. So, but in the age of Kali, Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama. Just chant the holy name. And the elevation to the topmost region of the spiritual world. So that is the most wonderful prerogative of this age, and by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy, this opportunity descended into this world, and by Srila Prabhupada's mercy, it has been spread all over the world. And as a result of that, irrespective of where we are getting this opportunity to take shelter of the holy name. And time again, this has been pointed out. And just in this chapter also, as I mentioned, during the discussion with King Nimi, one of the Nava-Yogendras have pointed out. This is the advantage of the age of Kali. Thank you all very much. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, Gaur Premanande. Does anybody have any question? Yes?
As you mentioned in the lecture that fire being poison, so how do we understand that during the Yajna ceremony, fire is considered to be all purifying?
Yeah, this is one form. You see, it's a one form of fire, liquid form of fire. It can be properly used also, like, sometimes poison is used as medicine. The right dose of poison can be nectarian. Right? So the point is that poison is liquid fire. How it's being applied, that's a different thing. To what dose it's applied, and that's a different thing.
As you said, in Satyug, Dwapar and Treta, the different kind of
Yuga dharmas.
Yuga Dharma. So, do the living entities of these yugas, they had knowledge or access to Golok Vrindavan, or they were
In other ages,
Yeah.
it's available but very rare. Very rare. when somebody, it's of course by Krishna's mercy that one gets the opportunity, but generally it's not available. The elevation is, oftentimes they are performing that just to be elevated to the heavenly planets. Right? But those who are directed properly, they get elevated to the spiritual sky, and that is to Vaikuntha. Not Vaikuntha, not Vrindavan. Vrindavan, access to Vrindavan is available. Either one becomes qualified completely, and becomes, eligible, or becomes able to take part in Krishna's pastimes when he comes. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Krishna coming with the mood of Srimati Radharani, makes it available to everyone, especially in this particular Kali Yuga. Once in a day of Brahma, this opportunity comes. After Krishna performs his Vrindavan pastimes, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes and opens up the gate to go to Vrindavan. Okay.
This is not related to the lecture. Maharaj, as far as the Varna Ashram system is concerned, what we are having in India today is Asuric kind of Varna Ashram system, the caste-based Varna Ashram system. So, is there some possibility, now this being the 10,000 golden period, will there be some possibility that the Daivik Varna Ashram system will be implemented fully in the pure form?
Yeah. That's why Prabhupada said what he did is 50%. And the remaining 50% is to establish Varnashram. And Prabhupada mentioned that, you see, devotional service or Krishna consciousness is meant for the devotees. It's meant, not that everybody will become a devotee. Those who won't become a devotee, they have to be structured according to the Varnashram, Guna Karma, according to their natural propensities due to the influence of the modes of material nature. And accordingly, and that is the Varnashram. So, general mass will be structured according to their inherent propensities through the Varnashram system. And those who become devotees, those who will chant the holy name, those who will take shelter of the holy name, they are Vaishnavas. So yes, Varnashram is necessary and Varnashram will be established. But it won't be an easy task. It will be a very, very difficult task. Yes?
How does one develop a taste for chanting the holy name with regards to japa?
Say it again.
How does one develop a taste for the holy name with regards to japa in particular?
Very good question. You see, it will happen through proper practice. The success comes out of practice. Right? So proper practice, and that's why Prabhupada made this principles of, chanting at least 16 rounds, following the 4 regulative principles. So this is the practicing stage or sadhana bhakti stage. And sadhana bhakti stage will lead to perfection. This sadhana bhakti, and the thing is, as you are saying, taste. The taste will come according to our love for Krishna. Like an ordinary person calls somebody, and the mother calls her child. Same child, an ordinary person calls him by his name, and the mother calls the child by his name. There is a difference, right? The difference is mother's love. A lover calls out the beloved, right? The name takes a different kind of shape or feeling or induces different types of emotion. So the point is that as we develop our love for Krishna, accordingly we will develop the taste for the Lord. And what kind of taste? That has been described by Rupa Goswami. He is saying, Tunde tandavini vitanute tundavali labdhare. Karna krodha kadambini ghatayate karnar budetmaspiyam. No jane janita kiyodbhir amritai krishneti varnatri. I do not know what kind of nectar is there in these two syllables, Krishna. That when I chant this name, when I utter this name, I desire to have many, many tongues. When the holy name dances on the tip of my tongue, Tunde Tandavini Vitanute. When the holy name dances on the tip of my tongue, I desire to have many, many tongues. Tundavali Labdhare. Tunda means the tongue. Karna kroro kadambini ghatayate karnar budetmaspriyam. When this holy name enters through the passage of my ears, I desire to have millions of ears. So this is the taste. Now another way of looking at it is that, again, to consider the love for Krishna. You see, there is a consideration of maturity. An example has been given in that respect by one of our acharyas, that a boy and a girl, both of them are children. They play together. They have intimacy. But then, when they reach certain age, the youth, then all of a sudden they feel an attraction for each other, which was not there before. You see, it is due to the maturity of the body this attraction develops. Similarly, due to the maturity of the soul, this attraction will develop for Krishna. It cannot be artificially achieved. It's a matter of, elevating ourselves into that spiritual platform. And then again, spiritual platform means, like, we all are spiritual beings. But what is hindering is our impurities. Impurities are synonymous to material attachments. So as we become free from these impurities, our spirit soul becomes more and more awake. And as the spirit soul awakens, the love for Krishna will be spontaneously manifest. Right. Yes.
Just one question. What state of mind would one need to be in his last few remaining breaths in this life to reach Golok? What state of mind would one need to be in the last few remaining breaths? Remaining breath in this life to reach Goloka as compared to Vaikuntha or heavenly planets, other heavenly planets.
Good.
And what should one focus on to reach the ultimate?
Very good point. Yeah, you see, there are only two directions. One direction is Krishna, and the other direction is the material nature. Material means centered around body. These are two directions our consciousness can flow. One is through the body consciousness, and the other is through Krishna consciousness. If we are in the body consciousness, then the mind will think of material things. And then we are becoming subjected to come back to the material nature. Right? Whatever the last thought at the time of death, that will be the cause of our return. On the other hand, if we focus on Krishna, if our mind is completely focused onto Krishna, then we will be able to go back to Krishna. Right? Or the arrangement that Krishna will make. So the point is, at that time, what kind of consciousness we should be in. That's your question. That's what we are practicing all the time, chanting the holy name, so that we can remember Krishna at the time of death.
Yeah. What? It's not like I'm qualified to go to Vaikuntha Loka, but what if I end up in Vaikuntha Loka? It's not that I'm qualified to go to Vaikuntha Loka, but what if I end up in Vaikuntha Loka thinking about Krishna?
Then you'll say, no, I don't want to be here, I want to go to Vrindavan.
Oh.
Our goal is Vrindavan. We won't settle for anything less, not even Vaikuntha, not even Dwarka. Vrindavan. Yes, Ananda.
Thank you for lovely class. I want to know, like Srila Prabhupada in many of his lectures, he mentioned that if you chant 16 rounds and follow the 4 negative principles associated with the devotees, I will personally come and take you to Goloka Vrindavan. But then sometimes we have heard in other classes that we have to be almost in the state of bhava, when you are leaving the body in pure Krishna consciousness. I mean, just like you said, it's not possible to artificially develop that state. It will come by maturity.
Yeah, good, very good point. The thing is that, yes, on our part, we try our best to become qualified. But at the same time, we must be completely aware that it's only by Krishna's mercy. On our part we do, but depend upon Krishna's mercy. So this mercy is the most important consideration. Therefore, devotees' mood is Mama Janmani Janmani Share Bhavata Bhakti. Let it take millions of years, millions of lifetimes, I don't care. Okay, in that respect, there is a very beautiful analogy. Narad Muni came to the Earth planet, and there was a yogi waiting for so long that an anthill has developed. So the yogi asked Narad Muni, when you go to Vaikuntha, can you please ask the Lord when He is going to call me back, when He'll take me back to Vaikuntha? Narad Muni said, okay. And then Narad Muni, in course again, came across one cobbler. He's mending shoes, sitting under a tamarind tree. And he saw Narad Muni offered obeisance. And he also asked Narad Muni, will you please ask the Lord when He will remember me? Fine, I will. So Narad Muni came back again from Vaikuntha. The yogi asked Narad Muni, did you ask the Lord? He said, yes. What did he say? He said, well, you have to come for another lifetime. Another lifetime? After all these severe austerities I performed? You can't. That can't be true. You must be lying. Did you really go to Vaikuntha? Yes, I did. What was the Lord doing there? So, oh, the Lord was passing an elephant through the eye of a needle. He said, I thought as well. You're simply bluffing. How can anyone ever pass an elephant through the eye of a needle? Narad Muni left, came to the cobbler. Did you ask the Lord? Yes. When will He remember me? The Lord said, as many leaves are there in this tamarind tree. Have you seen tamarind leaves? Yeah. One leaf has about 100 small leaves. And the huge tree is full of leaves. That many times you have to come to this earth and come back to this material nature. And he started to dance in ecstasy. That, oh, someday the Lord will remember me, someday the Lord will remember me. So Narad Muni said, you believe that the Lord will bestow His mercy upon you in this way. Yeah, why not? Although it will take so many lifetimes, you're okay with that. Why not? So many lifetimes I have already been there. I can't even remember. So if I have to come for another, what's the difference? By the way, do you know what the Lord was doing when I went there in Vaikuntha? Yeah, please tell me, please tell me. The Lord was passing elephants to the eye of a needle. He started to dance in even more ecstasy. Wow, how wonderful the Lord is! How wonderful the Lord is! So he asked, do you think it's possible that to pass an elephant through the eye of a needle? He said, what can be not possible for the Lord? He is all powerful, supreme Lord. Then he picked up a tamarind seed. And he said that if the Lord can put the entire tree in this seed, what's so difficult for him to pass an elephant through the eye of a needle? And at that time, all the leaves from the tree fell off. A chariot came from Vaikuntha to take the cobbler back to Vaikuntha. So this is the thing, like a devotee simply depends upon the Lord's mercy. And on his part, he tries his best to become qualified. Okay, I think I'll stop now because Maharaja Prabhu will have to take his team to next destination, and also they have to take prasad, and you want to leave at 10 o'clock. Okay. Thank you. So how long will it take to wind everything? Anyway, so take prasad. Hare Krishna. I was so happy to meet all of you, and I look forward to seeing you again. It was a nice opportunity to see all of you together here, because it's not possible for anyone to travel to all different places, to go to those respective places to meet all of you. Thank you. Hare Krishna.